Hello everyone! Hello grade 5 science learners! This is Sir Z once again and welcome back to Let's Get Science with Sir Z. Nasa first quarter pa rin tayo and for our topic today, it is for the first quarter module number 2, lesson 1 with the title How Matter Changes When Applied with Heat or paano ang pagbabago ng matter kapag merong presence ng init or heat energy. This is based from the module na available sa DepEd Commons na ito nga ang kanyang itsura and yun ang development team na bumuo ng module na ito. So before we proceed, let's do a quick recap or pagre-review ng mga nakaraang related topics. Changes in matter. There are basically two types of changes when it comes to matter. One is the physical change and the other one is chemical change. Para sa physical change, only the appearance change or yung itsura lang niya or yung anyo niya. But the composition stays the same or siya pa rin yun. Pwede pa rin siyang ibalik sa dati. Tulad sa papel, kahit na lukot-lukutin mo, punit-punitin mo, itupi mo ng ilang beses or i-roll mo, papel pa rin siya. And in fact, sa experiment natin sa school, yung paper pag tinunaw, di ba matutunaw siya at magiging pulp siya. Papel pa rin yun, iba nga lang ang kanyang itsura and pwede pa rin siyang ibalik sa dati kapag pinatuyo mo yung paper pulp. Katulad nito, for example, yung mga punit-punit na mga dyaryo, binabad sa tubig para maging durog, tapos salain mo at pag pinatuyo mo, even though hindi na siya kamukha nun dati, it is the same composition. Papel pa rin siya. This is an example of physical change, medyo complicated nga lang dahil naging iba na ang kanyang itsura even though it is the same composition. Let us now talk about some of the different properties of matter pagdating sa physical and chemical changes. So for the properties of matter under the physical change, we have the hardness, malleability, brittleness, buoyancy, porosity, flexibility, elasticity, ductility, and conductivity. Meron pang iba pero ito lang kasi ang kasali sa ating topic sa grade 5 science about matter. Hardness is yung kakayahan niyang lumaban sa pressure or sa force tulad ng pag pinupukpok mo. Yung malleability naman may kinalaman din sa hardness. It says ability to be hammered into thin sheets. Malleable ba siya? Pwede ba siyang pitpitin or hindi siya malleable? Brittleness is the ability to break easily or yung malutong. Parang negative ang dating but sometimes of course kailangan natin durugin or putulin or biyakin ang isang bagay para magamit natin. So there are times naman na dapat hindi siya madaling masira, di ba? Buoyancy is the ability to float or sink. Porosity is yung ability to absorb liquid kasi nga yung porosity from the root word pores or yung mga butas-butas na pwedeng daanan ng gas or liquid. Flexibility naman ay yung ability niya to bend without breaking. Kaya ba siyang ibaluktot nang hindi siya mapuputol. Elasticity naman ay ability to stretch, pagbatak or compress, pagdiin without breaking and dapat babalik siya sa dati niyang form. Kasi pag hindi bumalik, hindi siya elastic kahit nabatak mo siya or nadiinan mo. Ductility is the ability to stretch into thin strands without breaking. Ibig sabihin yung pagbabatakin mo siya, magiging parang wire siya pero matibay siya na hindi siya mapapatid. Okay? Kasi pag binatak mo at bigla siyang naputol, hindi siya ductile. Conductivity naman is the ability to carry and transfer energy. Tulad ng kuryente na pwede ba siyang dumaan dito sa ganitong material or heat, pwede ba siyang dumaan sa ganitong material. So sa physical, note the addition or removal of heat results to the change in the state of matter. So pagdating sa physical change class, yung presence ng heat energy, iisa lang ang pwedeng maging resulta niyan sa material pagdating sa physical change at ito yung pagbabago ng kanyang state. Ano ba yung state of matter? Ito yung pagiging solid, pagiging liquid, or pagiging gas. Halimbawa, when heat is added or gained, the physical change can be melting, isa yan, evaporating, or drying. Melting is yung natutunaw siya, evaporating ay yung nagiging gas form siya, or drying, ibig sabihin natatanggalan siya ng liquid part at natutuyo siya. Yun yung physical change pagdating sa presence ng heat. When heat is removed naman daw or tinanggal mo yung init, usual na physical change or pagbabagong physical ay freezing and condensing. Freezing ay yung namumuo siya back into solid, while condensing naman ay yung bumabalik siya into liquid form galing sa gas form. Pagdating naman sa chemical changes, yung mga chemical reaction will result to biodegradability, flammability, and combustibility. Pag sinabing biodegradability, this is the ability to decompose or decay, yung mabubulok. Pwede ba siyang mabulok? Flammability naman is the ability to instantly catch fire. Combustibility is the ability to ignite and burn on a certain temperature. Take note na yung flammability and combustibility ay parehong may kinalaman sa apoy. Pero ang pagkakaiba nito, class, yung flammability ay yung kakayahang sumindi agad. Yung combustibility ay kakayahang masunog. Pero hindi naman sisindi agad. Pwede lang siyang masunog. So it says here, flammability easily catches fire. Ang example nito ay gasoline, alcohol, paper, at gunpowder na ginagamit sa bala ng mga armas or yung mga paputok pag New Year. Kaya nga hindi pwedeng madikitan kahit ng maliit na baga dahil agad siyang liliyab. Combustibility ignites with some effort or kailangan pa siyang painitin ng todo bago siya masunog. Examples nito ay plastic, wood, at saka yung mga kable ng kuryente na masusunog kapag super init na or taas na ng frictional force na dumadaan sa kanya. So sa chemical, note chemical changes most of times involve the addition or presence of heat. So pagdating sa chemical changes class, it is always with the presence of heat kasi yung physical changes can be merong heat or wala. Sa chemical, laging merong heat. It results to new substance produced and cannot return to original state or character. Ibig sabihin, pag nagkaroon na ng chemical changes sa isang material, maliban sa nagkakaroon ng init, nakakagawa ka pa ng mga bagong product. Tulad halimbawa na nasusunog na kahoy, pagkatapos nun, hindi na siya kahoy at hindi na siya may babalik sa pagiging kahoy. Pero nakagawa ka ng mga bagong substances tulad ng uling, init, ng abo, ng usok na wala kanina during the original state ng kahoy. And note as well that common example of chemical change naman at home is foods getting cooked. So yung pagluluto ng pagkain ay isang uri ng chemical change doon sa mga bagay na involved. Objects being burned, so lahat ng bagay na nasusunog, chemical change ang nangyayari dito. And incubation of eggs in hatchery farms, kung ikaw ay may idea, mga manok or mga bibe or pato kung saan yung mga itlog ay nilalagay sa init ng isang ilaw, kung saan na-incubate sila, nainitan sila hanggang mabuo at magkaroon ng chemical change sa loob, mabuo yung mga sisiw. So now that we have an idea kung ano yung physical and chemical change na mangyayari kapag merong init or walang init, so let's practice what we have learned so far. For our practice, we have a true or false activity, 5 items all in all, and with the timer, since recorded naman ito, supposedly para sa classroom, it is for 1 minute or 60 seconds, but since this is just a recorded tutorial, I'm going to cut it down to 15 seconds. Are you ready? Timer starts. Let the answering begin. And there you go. Para sa inyo mga fellow teachers, feel free to download my PowerPoint presentation. Para naman dito sa recording nito, let's check the answers. So here is the answer for number 1. It is true because melting ice cubes, boiling water, and drying clothes are examples of physical change. Tulad nga nung sinabi natin kanina, yung melting, boiling, and drying are examples of physical change. Para naman sa number 2, physical change din, true, and chemical changes are results when heat is applied to matter. Sa physical change, pwede mangyari yan kahit meron or walang heat. Doon naman sa chemical change, palaging merong heat. For number 3, it is also true because a vanilla ice cream melts when taken out from a refrigerator for a long time. Totoo naman yon. Number 4 naman is true din because charcoal burning on the grill is an example of chemical change. Why? Because nandun yung init and after mong gamitin or sunugin yung charcoal, hindi na siya maibabalik sa dating charcoal and at the same time, meron kang mga bagong product tulad ng usok at abo. And for the number 5 questions, it is false. The only false in our activity because when heat is applied to matter or a material, sabi niya nating happens. Of course, may pagbabagong mangyayari. So, this one is false. Now, let's do a multiple choice type of activity. 5 items all in all. Sagutin natin bawat isa. So, for the number 1 question, which of the following is an example of chemical change when heat is applied? Ano sa A, B, C, D ang example ng chemical change pag meron daw presence ng heat? A. Burning of wood. B. Cutting clothes. C. Freezing of water. D. Sharpening a pencil. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The correct answer is letter A, burning of wood because it involves burning and siya lang sa pagpipilian ang pwedeng mangyari kapag merong init na in-apply. We go now to number 2. It says, which is true about chemical change? A. A new product is formed. B. Chemicals change as a result of physical change. C. The product can be changed to its original form. Or D. A chemical change is more important than any other process. You have 5 seconds to answer. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The correct answer is letter A. A new product is formed. For the number 3 question, what happens when a piece of paper is burned inside a tin can? Kung imagine natin to, wag na nating i-consider yung tin can. Basta yung papel na nasusunog sa loob ng lata. What happens daw? A. A new material is formed. B. There are no changes. C. Both physical changes and chemical changes happen. Or D. It becomes ashes and after a few minutes, it turns to its original form. 5 seconds to answer. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's see what is the correct answer, and that is letter A. A new material is formed. For the number 4 question, what happens to the ice cube and butter after heat is applied? A. They melt, physical change happens. B. They melt, chemical change happens. C. Nothing happens to the materials. Or D. All the materials dissolve in the removed air. 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. The correct answer for this is letter A. And for the last question, what process is applied in the melting of ice cream, drying of wet clothes, and cooking of vegetables that result in physical and chemical change? Ang process ba ito ay A. Boiling, B. Drying, C. Freezing, or D. Heating? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And the correct answer for this one is letter D. Heating. Very good. Now we go to identification activity. Sabi dito, identify each activity as either an example of physical change ba siya or a chemical change by listing them under the correct column below. So inside the box class ay yung mga situation or examples na titingnan ninyo. Hanapin nyo kung sino ba ang physical change dyan. Isulat under the column physical change through the application of heat. At sino sa kanila ang chemical change na nangyari under the column chemical change through the application of heat. So, i-post niyo ang video nito to give you enough time to read and understand the options and then write them down according sa classification nila. And I'm back. So, let's find out the answer and explain why para mas maintindihan natin ang ating topic. So, these are the options. Para sa physical change to the application of heat, Ang mga correct dyan ay boiling water, melting ng chocolates, drying of wet clothes, melting of cone ice cream, and drying wet palay under the sun. That is because of the keywords boiling, melting, and drying, which is under physical change, a change in the state of matter, yung solid, liquid, gas, either sa presence ng heat or kapag nawawalan ng heat. Para naman sa chemical change through the application of heat, ang tamang sagot dyan ay frying egg, burning paper, grilling chicken, heating of white sugar, drying fishes under the sun. So for our last and final activity under the DepEd self-learning module, we go to assessment. Take time, pause this video to read, understand, and answer this page on your module, the assessment page. Alright, for this particular video recording, assuming lang na natapos ng inyong time, pero in actual, patatakbuhin ni teacher yung timer or maybe mas mahabang time ang bibigay niya. But for now, kunwari tapos na. So let us answer. So for this one, the answer that I have para sa bawat dalawa sa isang number 1 is melting and physical change. 2, melting siya, physical change pa rin. Burning ang number 3, the chemical change yun dahil merong pagbabagong hindi na maibabalik. 4, heated, chemical change din siya kasi sabi sa number 4, frying an egg. So, ibig sabihin, may lulutuin ka, magbabago siya at hindi mo na siya may babalik sa dati. That's why it's chemical change. Number 5, melts. Ang tamang sagot yun sa unang underscore or yung blank line. And then, it's physical change because melting is under physical change. Toasted is chemical change. Number 7 is ashes at ang ash ay isang byproduct ng chemical change kaya chemical change ang pangalawang sagot sa number 7. For the number 8, it's melting and melting is under physical change. Number 9, brown and black. So nagkaroon ng pagbabago ng kulay, so it's chemical change. And the last one, number 10, the first one is warm. Dahil iniwan yung chocolate sa loob ng kwarto ng ilang araw, kaya matutunaw siya. And dahil melting ang mangyayari, it falls under physical change. And with that, congratulations grade 5 science team. Nalampasan nyo na naman ang isang week-long lesson supposedly sa isang video, sa isang module. Isang buong linggo na lesson ang inyong natapos. Congratulations sa inyo. And once again, this is Sir Z and thank you so much sa pagsakma sa akin sa ating adventure for today in grade 5 science under ng program nating Let's Get Science with Sir Z sa channel na ito. And please do hit that like button and subscribe na rin para sa continued activity natin and exploration in this amazing world of science. Don't forget to tune in again and I will see you in the next video. Bye for now. Stay safe. Class dismissed.